Hey guys, what's up? It's Ernest here with some exciting updates for today's vlog. So the big news I wanted to share with you guys is that I'm moving out of the share house. I've submitted my cancellation forms. I've paid my last month's rent. I'll be moving to Meguro-ku, where I'll be officially living in Tokyo. I'm actually a little sad that I'm gonna be leaving this place, but at the same time, I'm very excited to finally have a place with my own space. Moving forward, you guys are going to see a new background. So if you've gotten used to this background you see right now, that's probably going to have to change. Now my current commute is about a 12 to 13-minute walk to my workplace. And once I move, that's going to change to a 30-minute door-to-door commute with the train. So first world problems, am I right, guys? Now, since this is my first time moving in Japan, I didn't have to hire a moving company to help me. I'm just going to be moving with my two luggages, and anything I need, I'm going to buy and have it shipped directly to the new place. Whenever you move in Japan, the best way the city welcomes you is that you'll have to go to the local ward office, or in Japanese, yakusho. And it's like a city hall government building where you go and you tell them that you're going to move or you've already moved and that this is your new address going forward. Typically, what happens when you go to the ward office is something like this. You fill out some paperwork, you get in line, you go to the ticket machine to get a number, you wait for that number to be called. It's actually quite nice, organized, and systematic because it actually tells you the expected wait times and how many people are waiting, because nobody really likes waiting. And for me, I'm actually very impatient, so psychologically it really helps to know the expected wait times. Now, once they call you, you go up to the counter, you process your documents, then you wait for another piece of document that they're doing, and then you take that and you bring it to the next ward office where you're moving to, and they process it all over again. Now, if you're watching this video and you're an English speaker who's moving to Japan and you might not speak a lot of Japanese, so you're wondering, are there English speaking staff here at these ward offices? And I've heard stories that there are. It probably depends more on the city or the ward that you're moving to. There are probably English speaking staff at wards where there are a lot more foreigners living there to help them. But for me, I did it in Japanese and I kept it very simple. I just went to the counter and I asked someone, what do I do? I just moved here and I'd like to register my address. So I just followed the process. It was actually still quite challenging in Japanese because there were a lot of words I didn't understand. I've never heard them or I've never spoken them in conversation. But when I got to the counter, the person was actually very nice. I actually didn't fill out the proper paperwork, so he got them for me and he walked me through it. He helped me fill out most of it actually, so he didn't send me back because I didn't have the proper paperwork, so that was very nice and I didn't have to wait again. The other day I went to two ward offices to change and update my address, and I was quite surprised that the wait times weren't too long, so I got kind of lucky because I heard many horrible stories about how bad the wait times can be, especially if you have to go to two ward offices, and that depends on how far you move in between place to place. Otherwise, the best advice I can suggest is going as early as possible and bring something to keep you occupied or entertained. And make sure to bring all the necessary and required documents. So what that is your resident card, your My Number, which is like your social insurance card, your health insurance, and your passport just in case. Because there is nothing worse than waiting at a ward office and wasting time only to find out that you didn't have the necessary documents needed. And because Japan is a very rule-based society, so if you don't have the proper documents they need, they either can't process your paperwork or they can't properly ID you. Now, just to go back to the Sharehouse topic, some of you guys watching my videos and following my channel, you guys might be curious as to why I moved to a sharehouse in the first place. I wanted to get a sense and feel of what life was like in Japan. I wasn't sure how bad the infamous overtime was, or how demanding my work hours would be, or how many nomikais and drinking parties there were after work. Some good colleague friends of mine who had lived and worked in Japan before recommended staying at a share house first and then finding a place to live. It actually worked out pretty well for me, so I would suggest before you move anywhere, especially in a country that's very different, where the customs are different like Japan, that it's even more important to see the place before you move in. So you want to know how old the building is, you want to see the neighborhood, the area, does it have things you need like supermarkets, are there restaurants you like? So for me, it's important that there's a McDonald's nearby. how packed the trains are, how far is the place from the station, are you going against or with traffic, and how long will your commute be. Now, there are companies out there that provide services in helping you find a place before you move to Japan so that when you do get here, you can settle in very quickly. You'll probably see photos or videos of the place, but you just can't really get a good sense or feel of how the place really is. The upfront rental costs and fees included are ridiculously expensive and insane here in Japan. It can be up to 5 to 6 times worth of 1 month's rent that you pay up just in the beginning when you move. So when you do move, it's very important that you get it right the first time. Let's say you decide to pick a place you didn't see, you sign the papers, you move in, and then afterwards you find something you don't like about the place, it's unpleasant living there, it turns out it's too far from the office because you were attracted to the cheap rent or the big spacious property at first, but now that long commute's taking its toll on you and you're thinking about moving again. But unfortunately, here in Japan, when you move, you have to pay all those rental fees and costs again. That wraps up my video for today, guys. Thank you all for watching. Comment below what you guys think. If you guys live in Japan, feel free to share some of your ward office experiences. Hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe. With that, I will see you all in the next video. Peace.